Skate size can make a huge difference to your skating journey, so let's make sure you're wearing the right size. Skate size doesn't necessarily tally up to your shoe size, so it's really, really important that you measure your foot. So you're going to want to get someone else to draw around your foot for you, standing on a piece of paper, but make sure you keep the pencil nice and upright, and then you're going to take the length and the width measurement. So once you've got your foot measurement, you need to decide which skate you want, and then you're going to take your measurement and compare it to the manufacturer's size guide. Now, make sure you're looking at the correct manufacturer and the correct model, because helpfully some manufacturer sizes do change between models. Some skates are more suited to narrow or wide feet. So if you head over to my website, I do actually have a lot of recommended skates on there, and they are labelled whether they're narrow, wide or regular. So your perfectly measured skate has arrived, and now you're going to put it on. So first thing you're going to do is fully unlace it. So it's fully unlaced, and I'm going to put my foot in and go, oh, it's really small. Now this is perfectly normal, and it is the reaction of every person who's not had skates before, because skates fit tight, because you need to be able to control them. Your foot needs to be in the right place over the trucks. So this, at this point, is going to feel too small. Really, really common. Don't panic. We can fix it. So what you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to bang your foot into the back of the heel cup. That's it. Make sure it's really seated in there. That's straight away going to pull your toe away from the end of the boot. Now, I have a deep foot, and I find that if I lace this toe box too tight, my feet go numb. So if you have that problem, it's absolutely fine to lace the toe box nice and loose. So I'm not going to put too much tension down here. But we've just banged our heel into that heel cup. And to keep it there, you need to apply pressure to the midfoot. So if they're still feeling tight at this point, tightening up this midfoot is once again going to help to pull your toe away from the end of the boot and pull your heel into that cup. So hopefully they're not feeling quite as squishy now. Okay, so we're going to want to keep this tension here. So what you can do is do a couple of knots here. So you can do one or you can do two, and that will hold the lace whilst you do the hooks. So the hooks, I may have mentioned once or twice that you go round the top first. Now this is going to feel like strapping your foot into cast iron, but bear with me, it's okay. So as you get to the top, if you're finding that it's really tight, you can lean your foot a little bit forwards to give you some flex. Okay, I'm in, and it feels quite wiggly at the end now. I've got quite a lot of space, and it's a lot more space than I had when I first put my foot in there, so do bear that in mind. So it's not uncommon, unfortunately, for new skates to hurt and rub, because a lot of people actually have pain around the top here. So tuck your leggings in and make sure you've got a long sock. Now socks, very important, make sure they're smooth. You don't want any ribs, don't want any pattern on them because it's going to dig into your foot. And you want them long enough so you can fold them over the boot. Again, that's going to help protect the skin around your ankle. Now, other types of pain you can get is you can get a pain here on the side of your foot. Now, that sometimes can mean that the skate is too big because it's applying pressure to the wrong part of your foot. And you also find that you can get toe pain. Now, this isn't always the boot's fault. It could be that you're holding on with your toes. So if you're getting toe pain, skate along and notice what your toes are doing. You might be holding on for dear life with your toes, so try and relax them if you can. So how do you know if your skate is too big? So people always say to me, my foot comes here. Is it too big? If your foot comes here, probably yes. My foot's right at the end. But a bigger indication is if you've been wearing the skates for a little while, you can take the insole out and see where your foot mark is. And you want it pretty close to the end. You only want about 5 mil space. If it's any more, chances are your skate's too big. Now, it can be a little bit tricky to get a skate the right size because ready-made skates like these don't always come in half sizes. They might not come in the size you need, so it may be that the skate just isn't suitable. Skates like this, which are artistic skates, come in 5 mil increment sizes, so it's much easier to get the skate that fits you perfectly. So if you do find that you can't get a half size, you may need to move to a different brand whose sizing ratios are slightly different, and then you'll find the skate that fits your foot. So if your skates are too big, it's really going to hinder your journey because you're not going to be able to get your weight over the ball of your foot. and the ball of your foot is going to be behind this front truck. So it's going to make things like transferring your weight to get a turn really, really hard. And you may find that you can't get up onto your tow trucks, because to do that, if your foot is behind this front truck, you're going to be doing like a ballerina to get up really high onto just the trucks. So it's so important for control that your foot is in the right place on your skate. One last thing we have to talk about is wheelbases. So if you've been skating for a little while and you then buy a new skate and you're like, I'm going to upgrade my skates, I'm going to get some really nice skates, and then you put them on and you're like, oh, I'm off balance now. Like when I go up on my tow trucks, I'm like, oh, I just feel like I'm falling forwards. It could be that the wheelbase is different, which is the space between the two trucks. Literally just 10 mil difference can really affect your skating, and you will notice it. The kayak skates are known for having quite a short wheelbase. So if you've gone from something like a Moxie Beach Bunny to a kayak, you may notice that the wheelbase is a little bit shorter, and that will throw you off, and it will take a little bit of time to just get used to it. But I have to say that a shorter wheelbase is much more maneuverable and much, much easier to skate in. Hopefully you haven't got to this part of the video and gone, oh, my skates are too big. But it's okay if they are. You can blame the skates. They are going to hold you back on your skating journey. But don't forget, there is an amazing second-hand market for roller skates, and you can get some money towards your next pair. I'm Katie from Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.